Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Rabbit Motorworks. Today we're going to do a little bit more work on the Cutlass, and I've got some updates on it. We've been tinkering a little bit with just some small projects like fixing the glove box, wood grain, and I got the original keys from the owner in Virginia, so now we have the magic key for opening the trunk. So what are we going to do? We're going to find out what's in the trunk, right? It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Yeah, for sure. So stay tuned. We'll get into the video. Okay guys, I forgot to mention as well too, it's actually my birthday today. So excited to celebrate my birthday, working on the car with Junior. You know, I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving on the channel as well too. This has been really a great thing for me as well too. And passionate about the Cutlass for sure. That's one of my first cars as a youth. So I'm hoping to pass on some of those same things to my son as well too. So hope you enjoy today's content more, and we'll keep getting into more of it. Very windy, blustery day here in LA, so I apologize if there's any background noise as we're doing some work on the car today. We got a special arrival that came in the mail today via UPS, and that's a set of 5 rally wheels of various colors. What's your favorite color?
And that's the same color as the towers too.
You like the same color as the Cutlass? Yeah, this is the Sienna one, so this is good. But I'm going to have these sandblasted, cleaned up. The cool thing is these are 7-inch wheels. So these are definitely a wider wheel than the hubcaps that are on there. But just to get a little idea of what that's eventually going to look like, it's going to be pretty rad. What do you think? Looks pretty neat, huh? Yeah. So that's one of our acquisitions that we made, and we're excited about that. I think we'll get into opening the trunk next and see what the magical thing is inside of the trunk that we don't know. Look.
I never seen that part.
Okay,
now it's time to open the trunk.
Yeah, let's open the trunk for sure. Okay, let's do that next. Okay, so here's the big reveal. Let's find the what's out in the trunk. Cool. Ta-da! So, ooh, and it smells kind of mousy again. So what's in here? There is a tire iron, a tire and jack, which is complete, which is very nice. There's this definite felty, and there's a lot of dust and dirt. And it looks like a magical box of some stuff. Ooh, look, another mouse house. What is this? So they saved part of the old vinyl top that fell off. Okay. Interesting. Looks like part of the mirror. A mirror. A plastic mirror. That doesn't go to this. Part of the old sport mirror. Oh, and it looks like the Cutlass emblem. That's broken. That might have been for the front fender. So that's interesting. It could need to be put back together. So that looks like a pretty nice looking mirror that's been painted or done or something. So it looks like that's interesting, because I was kind of curious about some of the mirrors on the car. It didn't look like they fit. What is this? Oh, this looks like a brand new set of spark plugs. Very cool. And AC ones, no doubt. These are from the 90s, so that's cool. And look, more parts of the roof. Some bolts. That's the hold down for the battery. I think that's for the lock. That's for a lock. That's a bracket for something. A whole bunch of fender washers. miscellaneous bolts, and a Chase and Sanborn. I've never heard of Chase and Sanborn coffee. And a mouse house. Yay! A mouse house. You.
Yeah.
And
this like this stuff or not.
high school for the previous owner. So we'll cut that out. Okay, so that can go goodbye. All right, that's it for the trunk reveal. So I think we'll do some work on getting that all cleaned out with the mouse house removal tool, aka the shop vac. So cool. Well, it's good to have the trunk key, and I guess a couple more parts. Some useful, some not. So we'll get into cleaning this up a little bit and start doing that next. Okay, so I'm kind of curious to see the condition of the trunk floor, which looks pretty solid. Small chunk of glass. But I don't see, other than some, looks pretty solid to me. The there's to be some other stuff here on the side. Electrical tape. And some other junk. So definitely gonna do some vacuuming, and this thing is pretty shot too, so pretty nasty. Let's take this spare tire out of here too. So interesting, they gave you a little bumper jack, base, then there's a good old plug in this Sears road handler.
Maybe clean the tire.
Ooh, another mouse house.
Oh no!
Oh no. Yeah.
Maybe clean the spare tire.
Yeah. Tires have seen better days.
Maybe we clean the tire
Yeah.
after because it's trying to go down the other side, but you can't see right now.
Yeah, that tire looks pretty shot. That's okay.
Maybe we can, well,
Let's get
clean it up too. For every,
let me get
what?
gloves on here to take care of mouse house number 2.
Well, actually number
So
3 because
this is all the muslin that comes outside of the, what was that? Some kind of piece of rubber?
and it's not actually mouse house number 3 because we always sell them in the box.
Yeah, and unfortunately this is like the muslin that comes out of the seats. So
But there was one in the other one where you.
yeah, which tells me that the other thing that I'm kind of suspicious of is what's going to be underneath the back seat when we go to put the carpet in it. So jack.
All the stuff is pretty old. Some of it's pretty clean.
Yeah, but it is pretty clean considering. So that's pretty good. Windshield wiper blade, a spring, something.
Well, I
I don't know what that spring is for. But this is what I was kind of wanted to get out of here was this nasty trunk liner.
Ew!
I don't even know if this is original or not, but you can see that there's.
I think that was that.
Probably is.
That
You almost got what?
thing is twisty.
It is crispy. But it looks like it's in 2 pieces too, so watch out. I'm gonna get rid of this.
Ew. But the underside of it's green instead of black.
Yeah.
Usually stuff, but
And then this piece too. But the nice thing that I'm seeing here is a really good looking trunk floor without any rust in it.
but the cover is still green on the bottom. Ew.
Yeah.
I think I just got two in the eye.
And blue piece of plastic or something. It's like who knows what.
Or I tore it
Yeah.
or something that goes in color.
So the only spot that's kind of rusted through is this one side over here, right? So the only spot that's kind of rusted through is this one side. You can see the hole coming through the quarter.
I can see your finger.
I bet you can. And then here's like some of the body sealer. So, but that side's, you know, the worst, but the rest of it's not too bad. So I think we'll get the shop vac now and start vacuuming some of this out. And get maybe a wire brush too. Okay, so we started looking at these plugs are probably from, I don't know, I would say almost the late 80s or early 90s. So yeah, so they're good, but they just got a little bit of rust on them. So but they're definitely usable. That's cool. You don't see this style anymore as they rebranded everything. So that's nice to have these. That's kind of a nice bonus. So that's probably our nicest find out of the trunk. So very cool. Okay guys, so the trunk is much cleaner and the seam sealer, it's amazing to see the seam sealer come up. I mean, it's just cracked from age, but along both sides of the back quarters, that's good. And I mean, this trunk is really solid, so that's fantastic. Our only rust through hole right there is actually on the quarter fender itself as well. And I put my hands down in here and it is literally nice and clean, you know, and it's just the seam sealer that's come off between the quarter itself and the body of the trunk as well. So this can easily get redone. I'll definitely, you know, do some more prep on it before we put some trunk paint on it with the black spatter and all that kind of stuff as well too. The seal is shot as well, but the cool thing is that's in really good shape. So that's very encouraging for me. So let's step into the next task. Okay, next project is probably going to start tackling, cleaning up, and sorting some of the motor here. I've interestingly found what looks to be, yep, you guessed it, peanut shells. So more critters in the front side of the car as well too, and I don't know where they were getting peanuts. So I think I'm going to take the air cleaner off, get the vacuum, just kind of suck up some of that stuff. I ordered some other parts, like this thing's trash, so I'm going to take this off. There's been some wiring escapades here as well, and I did buy some tape to kind of wrap some of that stuff up OE style. The primary wire, which looks like it's coming from the battery here, has got some definite signs of resistance and heat. The battery being right on the edge of the frame here and the fender, wouldn't surprise me if that thing shorted out at some point. I'm also not a big fan of black electrical or black cable for positive and red for negative. So that's backwards, which I'll probably try to fix. And they've wired up like I was showing you on the other video, a horn where they're doing like some kind of push button underneath it. So I don't know why the original horn and that circuit wasn't working, but that seems kind of Mickey Mouse to me too. So, and then here's some more evidence. So maybe the critters got in and chewed up the wiring. I don't know. What do you guys think? The other thing is they did plumb in a new hard line, and I did take the air cleaner off because I was smelling fuel, and I found out that the fuel line for the Rochester wasn't tight enough. This is interesting here. You can see the keep your car all GM sticker, and then the remnants of the Oldsmobile 350 or Rocket 350 sticker. And we'll definitely, work on restoring that, paint it, re-decal it, and all that stuff. But underneath all that grime is a gold motor. That was the colors that they used. And then here's, of course, the emissions decal. That's pretty trashed as well. All these have got a rust to them as well that we'll probably restore as in future videos for sure. All the AC systems there and intact. I'm probably sure it doesn't work. I noticed that the blower motor didn't work either. So, and then this coolant bottle here is an aftermarket off the shelf. I think there's supposed to be another one that goes in there. And I did do some looking online, and those things are not cheap. They're like a couple $100. I'm not quite sure what makes those things special. But again, like I was talking in the first video, all new brake lines, and probably the Dorman kit that is made, and so that whole thing's all been replumbed. So that's awesome. The wiper motor works. Haven't checked the washer, of course, because I don't have any fluid. And then the alternator looks to have been replaced. The water pump looks to have been replaced. And this hose should have some kind of a clamp to stop it from flopping around. There's a pretty tight clearance there with the belt. That's pretty loose too. So yeah, so let's start taking the motor down a bit, get it prepped, and simple green the thing here coming up. Okay, the remnants of the car floor peanut factory are gone, and we are peanut free. I also took the battery out. There's some interesting things to note here. A red wire spliced off to this, which is black for a ground for something. I don't know what. There's a universal battery tray here. I ordered the original steel one, and I believe it mounts up. That might even be part of that bracket. I did find the remnants of the hold down for the battery too. I was going to test the battery just to make sure it's got a good charge in it. But yeah, I think I'll take this thing out now. But it's starting to get cleaner, and you could just see the spaghetti mess of wires going on here. So there must have been an electrical chew down or something. I don't know what. This looks really hokey to me too, if it's just three of them going across. The other thing I noticed is that this looks like the voltage regulator, and that looks like it's new or easily have been replaced not too long ago as well. So keep discovering more history. Okay, so I got the battery mounted back down. It's not super solid, but it's on there. It's, so it's a universal. The bigger thing I was more concerned about is that the positive was closer to the body, so I didn't want to have any kind of arcing, so I swapped those around. So the negative is now closer to the frame. That's good for now until I get the remaining parts. So I think next thing I'm going to do is actually take a peek at maybe a plug or two. and just to understand how dirty those plugs are. Maybe they're in good shape, I don't know, but I'm just going to pull a couple just to see here. Okay, so they don't look that bad. This one's got a little bit of carbon on it, but you know, they look pretty clean, to be honest. They're AC Delcos. In fact, they're a newer version of the AC Delco than the ones we found in the trunk. So those look like they've been recently replaced. So and judging by the blue distributor cap and these wires, they look pretty new, so I would assume this is a pretty recent tune-up. There's some meltage here on the top of this loom, and then this loom goes like in a weird spot, so yeah. I suppose I could pull the cap out just to check it out real quick, but I would assume that's pretty new. It's a blue color, which is, I'll hold back on thoughts there, but I think it's probably a standard motor products. That's what they used to use for blue. Still pretty windy here, so I think we're going to try to clean it up just a little bit, and I'm going to use up some of my Simple Green and related, and that'll help me when I go to start doing some of the wiring, because I really don't want to wrap up a bunch of greasy wires either. So, all right, let's do that. Light engine cleaning coming up. Okay, she's running. It wasn't starting, and I was like freaking out. I'm like, why? There's like 12 volts at the battery, everything else. And so I had rolled the car forward, and the neutral safety switch on the console was like preventing the thing from starting. So I cleaned off the posts, everything else. But we got some gold coming out of the engine now. That's at least one hit with half a can, or the rest of the can I had of gum out, and not gum out, but gunk. And I had some super clean too, so that cleans it up a bit, takes a layer off. I could probably do some more work to kind of get in there and scrub some more too, but I just wanted to make an initial hit on it. So that's looking like it's rubbing awful close too. So so I'm just gonna let it run here a little bit and burn off some of that water on top of the manifold. The other thing I noticed on that carburetor too is it's got some kind of a price sticker or something, and I'm assuming that might be either remanufactured. That's what they used to do for a remanufactured carburetor. So there's a little bit of dirt in the carburetor too, so I could probably use carb cleaning with some spray. But yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to do as well too is put some sea foam in it. And I got a can of that here too, as this will definitely stabilize some of that fuel. That fuel smells a little funky, so it's definitely been sitting for a while, and this will help with that, and then cleaning up any gunk in the carburetor, any varnish, all that kind of stuff. So we'll throw a can of this in there too. Okay, so one of the things I just tried to figure out, these are only 2 funnels I've got, and trying to get that thing in at an angle without being able to spill something is going to be a challenge. I think I need to buy one of those funnels with a gooseneck on it, and I've been meaning to do that, so I think I'm going to pass on doing this for now. But it's always about adding more tools to the corral here, so let's pick up that on the next video then for sure. So, okay. Okay, there's our seafoam funnel compromise that I thought through. Still kind of rickety. I'm gonna come up with another solution and buy a better funnel. So I just thought that was hilarious and share with you guys. Okay, it's been running for, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes. A lot of the water started to burn down. Got the seafoam in it. And now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up the carburetor. I just got the vacuum line for the air cleaner down here. I kind of threw some WD-40 in all the joints, but okay, that's a bit of an improvement. Yeah, it feels a little more positive. Okay guys, I've been letting it idle just a little bit to, you know, kind of burn off some of that water that's on the manifold. I did put the air cleaner back on it. It's running really nicer too with the carb cleaner and maybe the seafoam, I don't know. But when I go hit the gas now, it's like positive. It just feels like it's got that nice, you know, purr to it, and it's very solid. So that's awesome. I'm very pleased with that, and you know, I think I just needed some TLC to kind of get it sprung back to life. Okay, so we got this thing jacked up, and I got an oil pan underneath. It definitely takes a pretty good size socket, and this is a 22, which fits. And man, is that thing on there? Okay, there we go. There it goes. And that's some pretty seems like some pretty thin oil. It could be nice and hot, but we're gonna put some good old 2050 in it with some zinc. And it looks like the plug's kind of new too here too. Okay, to switch to the Maxi Flex gloves. to get this bad boy off here. Come on. You can do it. Here she comes. All right, hoping for good things. Oh. All right. There's just no never easy clean oil change on these things. All right. Good times, people. Good times. Well, it does have a washer on it, but it's a little smashed. That almost looks like a magnet plug, but nothing sticking to it. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, I don't know. Okay, so looks like we're still draining and dripping a little bit. And it's not much there, but okay. Well, with our windy conditions, it sure is boy, whoever did those brake lines sure did a nice job. Everything looks nice. Yeah, no complaints. Snug. Leave it clean for the next time. Okay. Well, that's a nice filter adapter. Okay. Here's a close up of the rust hole. Okay, our new filter, 51258 wicks. Same and same. So that is awesome. And that doesn't look like that had been on there for long either. But the oil definitely looked like it needed changing. So let's grab that fancy 2050 with the high zinc. And we're gonna need our fancy funnel. Lots of walking around in the garage today. There we go. Ta-da. And get that filter on here. Enough here on the ring finger to get it on there, and there is. So that's kind of a fancy feature, Valvoline. It's fantastic. The ring finger oil seal luber. So okay. There we go. That's about tight. Okay. Okay, so the nice thing about these motors is 5 quarts capacity with oil and filter. So, whoa, dang it. It's like this big mouth bad boy here. Boy, that windy day, and I'm standing in the wrong position here with the wind. Whoa, dang it, I'm rushing here trying to get this stuff in. Gotta let that thick stuff go down a little slower, I guess. But we'll get it in. There she goes. Look at the size of that bracket for the air conditioner compressor. Man, I think it's solid cast iron. They don't make them like this anymore, that's for sure. All right. After cleaning our nice motor, gotta keep it clean. Here we go. Okay. So let's do the NASCAR pit crew challenge here. It's definitely nice to have that larger jack. I wouldn't trust my little blue Harbor Freight one. Not that thing. All right, let's give the thing a turn. Get some pressure. There goes the light off. Cool. All right. That ends the oil change. So she's got new oil in it. Spark plugs look okay. I didn't pull the cap and rotor. I do have another one. It's got a little bit of a bump to it. I want to check the timing on it, but I'll probably do all that in another video. So now it's starting to purr. I was hearing kind of like a light ticking noise too in the valve train. And now it's really sounding quiet. So that's the power of that zinc, that 20W50 boy. That's good oil. I run that in the Porsche as well. And it's just good oil. So very happy. Yeah, it's even smoothing out now. It doesn't have as much of a bump to it. So that's very pleasing. So all those little things you keep doing to the car, it just starts to come around, right? So very pleased. I still want to pull the cap and rotor. I'll probably do that later when I get into the wiring and stuff. It's just too hot on the motor right now. But yeah, I'm just sitting here in the background and just listening to that thing purr. And it seems like it's got way more Way more polish to it now. They're just great motors. So, okay guys, that's gonna do it for this video. We got what we wanted done, I think, on the Cutlass today. It's all clean, it's got new oil in it. We got our mystery things out of the trunk. Got to show you guys the rally wheels that we're gonna put on it. And there's all kinds of other parts that I ordered as well too that are on their way. I think our last adventure is probably gonna be pulling that back seat out, and I bet you we'll probably find some mouse houses underneath there as well too. So, but hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's been a lot of fun for me today, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hope you do. And keep trying to bring you guys good content and a lot of the restoration on the Cutlass for this video. So stay tuned. Peace.